Hi everyone, I'm going to do a little miniature seascape today. I've got my postcard size paper, which is the Sea White postcards. I'll pop a link in the description for those. I'm also using Cotman pans, and I've got two brushes, a round number 10 and a round number 6. I'm going to keep this nice and simple. Little demonstration. So I've got some water. I'm going to come about halfway. We're going to get a bit of a sky in. I'm using what colours I have in the set of pans. I would normally choose different colours, but it's just showing you that you can use whatever colours you have. So I'm going to come in, loaded brush, round number 10 brush, into some cerulean blue. And we're going to sweep this through the sky. Get as straight a line as you can. So that's going to be your horizon line and the line of your sea. So get that straight as you possibly can. So that's got a bit of a wash of that blue on, and then I'm going to come into, dip my brush into water again, into a slightly darker blue. So this is ultramarine blue. I'm going to sweep that. Often in the sky it's darker towards the top, so we're going to sweep that towards the top, and we're just going to blend it through little strokes. We don't want to end up with stripes, so you do need to blend a little bit. Okay, load with water again. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit of cadmium red. Let's use a little bit of cadmium red. So I'm going to blend this through. So this is going to give a bit of a darker feel at the very top. It's mixing with the blue, making a muted purple. And then I'm going to sweep that through again. And give my brush a bit of a rinse. And then we'll come on to the water. So I'm going to leave a little bit at the bottom for a bit of a beach. So I can show you how to do that. And take the water, we're going to leave a fine line in between so that we don't blend the two together. It's quite nice to get like a glistening horizon line. And that works really nicely as the water glistening in the distance. So this is the cerulean blue coming on. I'm still on my round number 10. Got that fine line in between, that's absolutely fine. You could dry it if you wanted to and come right up to the line. And then I'm coming to the line of my wave that is coming down a little bit. This is nice and simple. I'm going to dip into the ultramarine blue. Just sweep some of that through, especially towards the front. That's going to give it a good sense of distance. And then I'm going to touch a little bit into that cadmium red the same. It's nice to mirror the colours from the sky. Okay, so something is happening here, which happens to the best of us. So this line here is where it's watermarking. So this bit below is drying quicker than the bit above. What I've done is I've wet my brush so it's nice and clean. I've dabbed it off on some kitchen towel, and I'm just going to blend this line in at the bottom. So you've got two choices when this starts to happen. You can leave it and soften in after, or you can take a damp brush and blend it through. If you take anything wet on at this point, it will watermark worse, so you don't want to go wet. This is a nearly dry brush. I'm just blending through and getting rid of that. It happens to the best of us. Okay, I'm going to dry that one off. Okay, so that's nicely dry now. What I'm going to do first of all is come back into the cerulean blue with my round number 10 and just stroke through a few waves and ripples. So especially towards that front section, it's just giving it a little bit more depth. You could use the ultramarine blue. You want to keep it really the same sort of tone so it's not too vibrant. Take a little bit more just on that water's edge. If I dip into the alizarin crimson, I'm just going to take a tiny bit, and this is a very, very fine line. I can do this with a number 10, but you can swap down to a smaller brush. It's because my point's so good. If your point is good, you'll be able to do a variety of strokes without having to change brush. So that's just giving it a little bit of shadow and interest on that front section. I'm going to dip into a little bit of cadmium yellow. It's the only colour that I've got that's relatively near beach colour in here. If you had a raw sienna or a yellow ochre, that would be a much better option. But I'm just showing you can do it with anything. Any yellow will work. So that's cadmium yellow. It's gone on to dry. And then if I pick up a little bit, this is burnt umber. Because this is such a little section, you don't need this to be wet. I'm just going to bring through that bit of burnt umber, and then that becomes a bit of beach. Okay, if I swap down to a number 6 and come into the burnt umber, and I come along this line now, I'm going to create a nice sort of shadow line where the water's edge meets the sand. So all these tutorials, these smaller ones, are for absolute beginners. And it gives you a nice measure. It's an easy size to work on, a nice little activity for you to do. So what I've done is I've just rinsed my brush off, dabbed it off on some kitchen towel. I'm just going to stroke through at about a 45-degree angle. So there's no water and there's no paint on this brush. I'm just moving what's there. And it's giving an effect of that sea going back and forth on there. In fact, I can take a little bit more in there. Rinse my brush off, dab it off on some kitchen towel, and then just stroke through. You've got that nice sort of sea sand effect there. Okay, so there we go, it's all finished. A super simple beach scene for you. If you've enjoyed it, please do like, subscribe and share. I'll pop you another tutorial here, and I'll see you next time.